Welcome to the Sweet Spot. I'm Jack Faley,
I'm Kat Faley.
and Dre is not with us today, but we do have a special guest. Bob Hall is with us, and Kat, can you tell us why Bob is with us today?
Bob is with us because Bob is a miracle worker, and he's the person who I've been talking about that has automated the running orders. And in addition to that, he has an app or website or whatever you want to call it that will let everyone see when they're up, coming in up at UpDiff. So they'll see when they're up and in the hole and all that kind of good stuff. So Bob is here to tell us all about that, show you guys how that works and all that good stuff. We're in beta test mode this year, so like don't treat this like the Bible necessarily, but and do plan to give us your feedback on it and things like that. But hopefully everything will run smoothly. It'll be awesome. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking for this for a while, and Bob does this for Flyball, and he is now an updogger thanks to having a remix puppy.
Well, I was gonna say before we jump into the management platform, before we jump into anything, we always want to
That's true.
find out about who our folks are, who
That's
our
true.
guests are. Bob, can you just like before we jump into the management platform, can you just talk to us a little bit, tell us about your dog, your club that you play with, and maybe when you started Up Dog?
Sure. So I'm Bob Hall. I have Teo, who is, as you've already heard, a remix um, child. She's awesome. She's a lot of fun. Um, I'm doing flyball with her and disc, mostly up diff events. I started doing uh, throw and go, toss and fetch type stuff when she was literally 10 weeks old, just doing rollers. She had quite the drive and retrieve, so it was kind of fun. I had never done frisbee before, so this is the first time I've actually had a chance to do have a dog that does frisbee, so it's kind of fun. And I've been learning. Teo's been helping me learn. She's amazing. Her handicap is her handler. She's unbelievable. And we're now a few years into our journey of discs. She just turned 4, and we're having a
Wow.
blast. Yeah, I know it's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Time flies. And I play with. We have a new club up in New Hampshire. I'm out of New Hampshire. I live in Manchester, and we have a new club. 603 Disc Dogs that we kind of formed last year. We've had a couple of events. We're just getting going, and this year we're going to really expand that out and have a number of events, both weekend events, and we're also looking to do some weekday events as well. So if you're in the New Hampshire area, look up the club on Facebook. We've got a group up there. You can join up and find out what we're doing and get involved with us. We'd love to have you.
Cool. And you said it was 603 Disc Dogs?
Correct. 603 Disc Dogs. Yep.
All right, awesome. All right, Kat, now I'll turn it over to you now that we have a little bit of background on Bob and his pups. Um, let's talk about this management platform.
All right, let's do this. We How this all came about is we met up with Bob at a Up Dog up in Connecticut when Jack and I were up north last summer and went to dinner, and Bob started telling me he had been telling me about his flyball tool off and on through instant message, but we talked about it more at that event and at that dinner, and I felt confident that Bob knew what he was talking about, so I went ahead and let him take off with it. I've been very protective of my running orders for a while, but I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. So, Bob, I like as I've told you 20,000 times already, I am like so thankful for what you've done. I mean, what you did this year saved me so much time. It's been amazing already. So, anyway, I appreciate it yet again.
You're,
And
you're very welcome.
yep, it's been amazing. And so anyway, go ahead and show us, what it is, what the
Yep.
competitors will need to do, and then,
Sure.
towards the end, we'll talk through what the timer and mic people need to do as well.
Yes. Sounds good. So essentially, this is a derivative of a piece of software I created called Flyball Manager. that does flyball scoring. But the other thing that it was big with is it does scheduling. And that was the part that I saw, at least initially, that I could help out with UpDiff, was taking the flyball scheduler that I had, and I felt like I could tweak it just enough so that it could do UpDiff scheduling. Now, I didn't realize exactly what Cat was doing with UpDiff scheduling. I thought it was, handlers and canines, and you just put them on a field and life is good. But it's actually significantly more complicated than that, as I found out, and have been tweaking the software, the scheduling engine. It did a great job to get going, and then I've been learning all the nuances. This is my first UpDiff, so I've not been there before, so I'm trying to learn and take in everything. And it looks like I got about 90% correct based on the changes that have been made. So we're going to iterate on it, I hope, after this year. And I'd like to get to as close to 100% where, I mean, literally, I would love one day for Kat to give me the entries and then just kind of go, all right, we're done. Probably will never happen. There'll probably always be some manual tweaking, which is fine. But I feel pretty good that we were at 90%-ish this year. And we'll work on it and get it better for next year for sure. The other side of that application is a thing called On Deck Manager. And what On Deck Manager is it's a tool that we use in Flyball to let you know when your races are coming up. So in Flyball, you go on deck and then, sorry, you go in the hole, on deck, and then you're racing. And we've added one more layer for UpDiff, so that there's 4 layers ahead of that. But essentially what this is it's a way for you to stay on top of when your runs are throughout the days, and then be notified that you have a run coming up soon. So you'll actually get a push notification, and we'll take a look at that in just a second and how that all works. Now, there is a little bit of setup, and it's not, I decided not to do an app because there's some complexities around building an app. So this is literally a website. But to do the push notifications, and a push notification is like if you get a text message, you'll get the little window that, like if your phone's asleep, you'll get a little window that pops up on your screen that lets you know that you got a text message. Or if you actually are on your phone, the little notice will like pop onto the screen for you. Depending on how you have your settings, it will either go away after 5 or 10 seconds, or it'll stay there until you acknowledge it. So we have that capability with the website, but it takes a little bit of setup. And the trick is we basically need to turn the website into an application. So this is something that everyone who's going to want to do the push notifications is going to need to do. It's not that difficult. There's anyone who does Flyball, especially on the eastern part of the US, probably has already used my software and has this set up, and they can show you how to do that. So if you have friends that are Flyball friends, they can show you how this is done, but it's a standard process. And I'm going to show you how to do that, and what you'll need to do to get this set up in order to do the push notifications, which is, I think, the really cool part. If you don't want to do push notifications, you don't have to do any of this setup. You can just use the website. You just won't get notification as your runs are coming up. But you'll see as the day progresses, the schedule update showing you where we are. So you won't get notified, but you can actually see on your screen where everything is. So I'm actually tethered to my personal phone here. It's sitting right here on my desk. And so this is the screen that you're seeing is actually my phone. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to set up. This is an iPhone, and I do have down here in the corner, you'll see I've got an Android phone as well. So I'll pull that up in a second and show you how you set that up. But for most phones, iPhones, assuming you're on the newer OS, you'll see 3 dots. Well, first you want to go to the website, which is ondeckmanager.com. And we'll have to put that somewhere so that you can find it. And when you go there, you'll see this page. And then you'll see the 3 dots, and you'll click it. And I'm using my mouse to drive my phone, and I will tell you that's a very interesting experience. So trying to drag, and I don't have a swipe screen. I have to actually use my mouse to do this. So there's some odd clicking behavior that you might see that you won't have on your phone. But anyway, so you click the 3 dots, and you see a menu here. And what you're looking for is this thing, this menu option for share. And what you want to do is you want to click that, and it's going to open up on an iPhone, this is the typical share thing that you would see. And if you scroll down here, if I can remember how, there we go. One of the options down here is add to home screen. So this is what you want to click. So you click add to home screen, and it's going to come up and it's going to show you the icon and the name, and you can just leave it to defaults and then just click add. And now what we'll do is you can close the browser up, and you can see now it's actually put an icon on your desktop just as if it was an application. So it's now enabled that special magic push capabilities, because it needs to be, for security reasons, it needs to be an application living on your phone in order to do that. So again, I'll just go over the steps again. It's when you pull up the website, you're going to go to these three dots. You're going to click those three dots, look for share, click share, and then you're going to scroll down here to the bottom and you're going to click add to home screen. And that's all the setup you need to do. You don't need to do anything else. Now on Android, it's a little bit different. The three dots are up here in the upper right-hand corner. So you click that. And what you want to do is you want to look, oops, this is the mouse thing. Click the three dots and then come down here and you want to do install app. And that will do the exact same thing that we just saw on the iPhone on an Android phone. And you'll get a little icon on your desktop of your phone that looks just like the one that we just saw on the iPhone. So I would argue that the Android is actually slightly easier to set up.
Wait, I'm doing it
Yep.
while we're talking. And so
Sure.
you click the three dots and then it should say what now?
Share
On
at the top.
on the Android.
Oh, on the Android.
Yep.
Install app.
I have add to home screen, but I
That
don't
would be the
see.
same thing. Yep, add to
Okay.
home screen. Yep.
All right. So for those of you on a Samsung Galaxy, it might say add to home screen
Yes.
and
Yep.
install. Okay, awesome.
Yep. Yep. All right. So that's the installation. And if that becomes a problem, I can definitely look at, for next year, we can build an app, and you'll have to go to the app stores to download. But for this year, it was just a lot easier for me to do it as a web page. And that's what the Flyball folks have been using. And to be honest, I haven't heard any challenges with getting it set up.
Worked great. We can't see it, but it
Awesome.
worked great.
Yeah. Cool. Good. Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. So what you're going to want to do in the future, instead of launching your browser, and actually important on the iPhone users, you have to do this with Safari. Because of security with Apple, they've enabled the push notifications with Safari. So make sure that you do this with Safari, not with Chrome or Firefox or Edge or anything else that you might have on your phone. But going forward, what you're going to do now is you're going to double click the icon, the application of OnDeck on your phone to launch the website, if you will. And it's going to look just like it would if you were in a web browser, but now it's a application. Now, we haven't enabled, as of right now, the updiff event on the ondeckmanager.com, because, as you heard in last week's podcast, there's some changes potentially with the field numbers that are going on Monday afternoon. And I was a little bit concerned about confusion if we had published all of these schedules and then the field numbers changed. So I'm going to hold off until we know exactly what field numbers are where and what games are running in what fields before we actually publish this. So my guess is it'll be sometime around the time that you can start putting your tents up that we'll be able to know. So 4 p.m. on Monday or later. Just to remind everyone, not before 4 p.m. on Monday.
Right? Yep. Perfect.
So I'm on my developer system. So I have the updiff event loaded so we can take a look at it. So you click on, I probably should have gone back and go back to the home screen here. So you click on view all events, or tap if you're on a phone. And you'll see there's an up dog button here, but I will tell you, if you just scroll down, when the event is live, which means on Wednesday next week, it will actually show up in this particular panel here. But right now you have to scroll down just a little bit further because it's, as of us recording this, it's a week away still. It's an upcoming event. But it will show right here. And then what you want to do is click on view details. And what it will do now is it will download all the data that you need to have for the event to your phone. And it'll get everything configured. And now you're going to see some help screens or just some notices so that you can get an idea of some of the features of it. And I'm going to go over all of these things right now with you so that you can see that. But when these pop up on your screen again, hopefully it'll remind you what these are. So the first thing that we're going to look at is something called a dance card. And essentially what this is, it's a term that my flyball club uses. And I think a lot of people up here in the Northeast region of flyball, we call them dance cards. It basically is a way to list your team runs from an updog perspective in the app. You create your own dance card, what things you have to do for the event. So we'll look at that in just a second. The other thing you can do is there's a button here, there's a switch to turn on your dance card. And what that will do is down here, it will change the schedule. So it will only show your runs. Instead of showing all the runs, it'll only show your runs. So it'll show your dance card. I'll click one more time. Now, something else that you can do is, it's unlikely that you're going to need to know about all up to 7 fields on any given day. Most people will be running one field in the morning and another field in the afternoon. There'll be some people that might have 2 fields that they need, or 3 fields. But this next part allows you to customize exactly which fields that you look at. And you can change this. In the morning, you could be looking at field 1. And then in the afternoon, you can change that to just show field 2 or 3 or whatever field that you're running on. So you'll see here, there's just a section that allows you to change which field is actually in view. The default is to show all of the fields. But you can go in and change that. And then the last thing is there's a nice little help thing up here. If you need to get some help, there's a basic help function that's up here with a little question mark that you can open up and get some basic help. One of the things that's in there is how to set up the push notifications if you need to get text on how to do that.
Awesome.
Okay, and there's a little notice here that lets you know that there's push notifications available. A lot of people who come in and don't have a video like this don't realize that that's available. So this just lets you know, and you can click this button and it will take you to the help screen to get that set up. I'm just going to close this for right now. So for this demo, what I want to do is I'm just going to focus on one field. So I'm just going to trim all these down. There is a filter button over here. If you open this up, you can then select whatever combination of fields you would like to see. And if you close that up, in this case would show field 1 and field 6, and you can see down below here, those are the 2 that are visible. But for this demo, I want to just do one field, and I'll close those up. So whoever is on the field, they're up dogging. So that's what we see here. Now, because this is on a phone, I have it set so it only shows the first 2, but there's a little arrow here. You can open it up and you can see all 4 stages. So this is, the bottom is thinking about it, in the hole, on deck, and up dogging. So those are the 4 levels. And you can see this is for field 1, and this is a fun key field. It will show the jump heights for the individuals. And you can scroll down here and you can actually see, you have the first 4 runs in that top part, and then it will pick up down here with run 5 and continue down. You can see holds are in here. So we have a hold. If this set of folks gets done early, we're going to hold the field until 8:30. So you can see that's on the screen here to just remind you that there's a hold at that point. And this run will start at 8:30. So that's the whole day is on here. It shows there's breaks in here at 10 o'clock. There's a break until 10:15. There's a lunch break at noon. So if we keep scrolling down here, there's the lunch break. So it puts that in there as well. So you'll see those things on your screen. So let's go up and take a look at the dance card now. How are we doing for time? Okay.
Good.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All right. So the dance card. So this is it's called a drawer. And what you want to do is if you on your phone, you're going to put your finger on it, you're going to tap it, but I'm going to put my mouse on it and tap it, and it will open up a little drawer where you can type. Now, this was a challenge. We have this in Flyball, but we don't have as many handlers and canines listed. So it was kind of a challenge, but you can type in this field your UCN if you know it, or your name or your dog name, and all of those things will work. So if I want to, let's see who we have. We have Lindsay and Karen. So let's just for sake of showing you how this works, I'm going to put in Lindsay. So Lindsay Kelly. So it's found 2 matches, and you can open this up. If for some reason, oh, this is where I'm having a mouse problem. It's not going to open up right now, of course, because I'm doing a demo. But that's, I think, because my mouse is weird with this emulator thing, or the way that my phone is tethered. But if I click here, I hope, there it goes. So this is the one thing I wanted to show you. So the first time you add something to your dance card, you're going to get a security notice. This will happen on Android as well. The wording is slightly different, but it's basically the same. And what you need to do is you need to allow OnDeck to send you notifications. And those are going to be just like your text messages. You need to allow this to happen for security reasons. So if you hit don't allow, you won't get those. So if you click allow, now you'll get those messages. Now I will say with this tethering, we won't see those, but they will be on my phone, and I'll try to hold it up, but I don't know if it'll show. And I actually have a smartwatch as well. The notifications go to your smartwatch too. Even if your phone is off in your pocket, as long as your watch is close by, your watch will actually light up, and it will show you that you have a run coming up. And let's also add. It was Karen, I think, right?
Yep.
Just so that there's more in here. There we go. So now you can see my dance card has 4 teams in here, and this will show across all days. So if these teams have runs across multiple days, you don't have to set this up for each day. It will know that that's available across any day. And if you don't have runs on a certain day, then your dance card will be empty for that day. But if you get to Friday or Saturday and you've set it up on Tuesday or Wednesday, those runs will be there. So it'll do all the right things for you. You can also do families. If you're part of a family, you can put in the last name of your family, and all of the folks that have that last name will be there, and you can click each individual person within the family, and you can have a family dance card. So it's pretty flexible in what you can do and what you can see. If there's someone that you would like to see, if you know that there's a particular freestyle run that you would like to catch, you can put them into your dance card, and then you'll get notified when that's happening. Yeah. So
yeah, that's really cool feature. That's cool.
Yeah. So you can, or if you have competition that you want to scope out, you can put them in there too. So
I can
it's
totally
good.
see people doing that.
Yes. Yep. So there's all kinds of ways you can use it, hopefully. So now if we come back up here and I switch the switch to show dance card, now you can see the schedule is only showing the runs for Lindsay and Karen. This is Wednesday. So these are the runs that they have based on my dance card. Now there's something else that you have. Once you set up a dance card, and independent of the switch, I'm going to shut that switch off. So now we have all of the schedule again. But at the top, your dance card now is shown at the very top of the screen, and it's a horizontal scroller. So it's going backwards in time as you scroll. It's going to the left. So it's going back in time, and as these runs, we'll see in a second, as they go to different states, it'll actually indicate on this little panel that it's either, you're thinking about it, you're in the hole, you're on deck, or you're up dogging. So that's also a nice feature to have. So you can just quickly pull up your phone, you can see what's coming up, and it will have an estimated time there. Now these are estimates. The runs may run faster than that. We're going to have scratches, so there might not be the full in your block of 30 minutes. Runs might come up sooner, but that's the estimate based on the initial run order. So you definitely want to be making your way to the field before that. You don't want to show up at 8:13. Ideally, for this particular run, you want to be there a little bit before that. Now, what I'm going to do, and we're going to look at this one in a second, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to indicate that Sam's run is complete so that you can see what happens on the screen. And we're going to take a look at this in just a second. But let me just say Sam has finished his run. And what you'll see now is up here, now Lindsay is thinking about it because she was the fifth one, and my watch has just gone off. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Probably not. But there's a notice on my watch,
trust you.
and there's a notice on my phone. Let me see if I can bring this over. You can't see it. Oh, there it goes. Just quickly it showed. Oh, then it went away. But you get the notification just like you would a text message that Lindsay is now thinking about it. So that's your indication that you need to start making your way over towards the field. Now you only get the one notification. I tried it initially where it would, every time you went up, it would ping you, but it just got to be annoying and people started to like not pay attention to it. So you're only going to get that one. When you go to thinking about it, that's when you're going to get a ping that you need to start thinking about it and start to get ready. So that's the only notification you're going to get. But hopefully, if you just open up your phone, you can see what it is, see what field you have to go to, what game you're playing, the dog that you're supposed to have. So all of those things should be there. So that's pretty much how it works from the participant side of things. So any questions, comments?
So when Lindsay's first run there with Mabel is over after 8:13, will that just disappear from the scroller?
It will, on the participant side, it will just disappear from the scroller. Just like I think it was Sam that was there before. His run has kind of gone off into the ether. Now, on the back end, it's still there. But on this end of it, you don't see that anymore because it's not needed. It would just be on a small screen. It would just be extra noise that you don't need.
Right.
Hopefully.
And then I don't know, Kat maybe we don't have a field 4. I didn't see a field 4.
Yes, on Wednesday there's no field 4. I believe that's the one that's being used for the long distance.
Yeah, because it'll be different. Probably
it'll be different, right?
Yeah, I was just checking, making sure that there wasn't a missing field or something.
Yeah, because the men and the women fields, like they're going out to 100 yards and over 100 yards. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
We're not using 6 fields. We're using 6 fields, but not using 6 fields.
Right. Yeah. And there's one day where we're going to have 7 fields. So you'll see us field 7 will pop up in here. So it will do the right thing based on the day. So you don't see a field 4 here because there are no runs on a field 4 for Wednesday. And again, the field numbers could change. So don't take this as, exactly what's going to happen. This is an example right now, just to show everyone how this works. Something else I should point out, the app, well, this is literally beta, as Kat already pointed out. I've done some testing with it, but obviously when we start to use it, there's likely to be some things that come up. I will be there with my computer. I'll be able to do updates live. My first runs aren't until Friday, so I have plenty of time. I'm showing up on Sunday, so I have plenty of time if we start to see issues to fix things. When you first open up the app, it's supposed to go to the day that you're on. So if it's before Wednesday, it'll always go to Wednesday. But if you show up on Thursday and you refresh the app or you load the app, it's supposed to take you right to Thursday. But just in case it doesn't, there's arrows up here. If you click this right arrow, it'll take you to Thursday, and we'll have all of the runs for Thursday in there and Friday, and you can go back and forth and you can see, it looks like I got a problem with 7. I can see because it was popping in and it goes away. So I got to look at that. I got a little bug there. So I'll look at that, make sure that that's working. But you can go between the days. And it should do that automatically. As if you load the app on Thursday, it should automatically take you to Thursday. Worst case is you have to hit that button to get to Thursday. So I tried to think about how it would be easy to do that. Um, and hopefully that makes sense. And again, I will be there. If you have questions, come and find me. I'm going to try to hang out wherever makes sense for me to hang out. But I should be around if you
Yeah,
need to, ask me a
we'll
question
let
thing or
everybody
have
know
feedback or anything.
We should have space in the data tent, right? Or the freestyle tent.
potentially. If not, we'll let everybody know where Bob is, where his tent
Yeah,
is and everything.
yeah,
So
yeah.
All right.
So
Well, I think that looks amazing. Like, I mean, I will not be running dogs at UpDiff, so I won't get to enjoy the features, but just I love that
absolutely.
it's gonna send a notification. I
You
could
could set it up to where you can see the other people who run our dogs. You could put them
yeah,
in so you could be like,
yeah,
oh, look,
yeah.
I can go watch Landon and Doc Brown now.
well actually, and I was gonna put in the person who's like 6 ahead of when I need to go judge,
Yeah,
so that I get a notification that like that person's up and I know they're my marker to head over there so that I can be a judge at the right time.
Oh,
perfect.
there you
So
go. That's a great idea. Yep.
yeah, no, this is really
Yeah,
cool, Bob. This'll
Well,
I
thank you. Yeah,
mean, I just think that that our updoggers are gonna love this. I mean, it's something that they've asked us about a number of times, and I certainly didn't think we'd have this up and running this year because I know when we talked at the pizza parlor, it was kind of like, well, let's get the see if we can do the running orders and then, in the future
yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah,
But
yeah.
no,
Well,
this looks
I've got
great.
to give, I mean, the reason this is happening now is because of AI, as crazy as that sounds. In November, December, there really was quite a change in the AI models that really enabled me basically, this is a hobby project, so I have a real job. Um, it enabled me to do this kind of development very quickly. And I mean, the quality that it produces now is pretty amazing. So we use AI at work, and I've been learning and trying different things, and both my hobby projects and my work allow me to really be immersed in the AI coding world. So because of that, I was able to do this really quickly. And I honestly didn't think I would have it this year either. I thought it would just be scheduling. But it's just amazing what I've been able to do with these tools in the last couple months, really. So it's really neat.
Did Claude help you?
That's who I'm using is Claude. Yep, and a bunch of
I keep
agents.
hearing about this guy, this Claude
Yeah,
character,
he's
but
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
Brian and Claude have a relationship going as well. So,
Oh,
he's really
good.
getting
Brian and I will
around.
have to talk. Yeah.
all
All right.
right. So I
So
think, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, so there's the other half of this is going to be the timers at each field. There's going to be, in order for this to
Oh, that's
work,
right.
someone has to push a button to let folks know that a run is completed. So for folks that are going to be doing timing, and there's a whole bunch of volunteers that are going to be doing timing for us, what you're going to find is when you get to a table at the field, there's going to be a QR code that you'll scan, and I'll have a little like weatherproof thing there. So if it, well, based on what I'm seeing, it doesn't look like it looks like we're gonna have great weather, but hopefully we didn't jinx
Knock
ourselves,
on
right?
wood.
Yeah. But there'll be a QR code at the table that you'll scan, and it will take you directly to the page on the website that you'll use to indicate when runs are completed. So let me pull this other phone over here. Now, this is a simulated phone, but I just wanted you to see exactly what it looks like. So if you're scoring field one, you'll walk up to field one. On the table, there'll be a QR code. You'll open up your camera, you'll scan that QR code, and it will take you right to this. And it will be, if you're coming in later in the day, it'll be left right wherever it was left off by the prior scorer or timer. So you don't have to worry about, you have to catch up. It's going to be right where it's supposed to be. So you can see along the left here, thinking about it, in the hole, on deck, and up dogging. I tried to make the fonts big, so I know there'll be paper there as well. But if you're going to be doing announcements, my hope was that you might be able to use this to do that. You can also scroll. If you just drag your finger up, you can scroll through the schedule, whatever's left, and see what's coming up. folks that are going to be helping out setting jump heights. This is you'll be able to see the jump heights in you'll have your regular screen, but you can look at the phone and maybe be off to the side and be ready if you see that the person, like, here's a good example. Jump heights are 16 right now, the next person's going to be 8. You'll be, if you have that on your phone, you can see that and be ready to go. As soon as this run is done, you can get out there and start rejiggering the jump heights as soon as you see that. So these folks will have that too. Tried to make it super easy. When Rachel's done the run, you just click the done button, and you'll see now Tia has come up, and then you'll see over on the other side, it's now gone out over the interweb, and it's now updated. Everyone's phone that's there that's looking at field 1 will now see that the next run is up. Now, mistakes happen. Sometimes you get overexcited and you click twice, and now you've made it go 2 runs, and you need to back off of that. So down at the bottom here, there's the completed runs. It's again it's a drawer, but if you click this or tap it with your finger, if you have a real phone, you can see the runs are going to be in reverse order. So if you accidentally made someone up dogging and you didn't want them to, you can then click undo, and it will then put that run back to the top of the list, and no harm, no foul, off we go. So I tried to make it as easy as possible to, if you make a mistake, to undo that mistake. And that's literally all you have to do is just click this done button after every time a run is complete, and then everything will automatically update it. I'm getting notices on my phone because people that we are watching, have been moving around here. So, yeah, but that's what you'll have to do at the fields. And each field will have, this is field 1. You'll see it does the same thing with the days. So if it's, I'll change this. I see it says day 1. I'll actually put the date on here. So it'll say Wednesday. So you know that it's Wednesday. That I didn't realize that it was doing that. So we'll change that. But it's the same type of thing. You just click the arrows. If it doesn't come up on the right day, and it should, but if it doesn't, you just have to move forward to whatever day it is. And if that doesn't happen, if we find on Thursday that it didn't move, I'll get right on that and try to figure it out. But in my testing, it's working. So I expect that if you come in on Thursday, it will actually say Thursday here. All right, and so that's pretty much it.
That looks super easy for the folks at the table. That's great. Because if you're sitting at the table, you're starting the timer, but now the timer is a little bit easier this year we're using the Disc Dog decks, so it'll be a nice chunky button to push instead of doing all the excuse me, touchpad stuff. So that'll be good.
Yep.
This looks like it's pretty straightforward. So they'll be doing timer, this, and handing out stickers and mega credits, right?
And saying who's up on the mic, who's
Oh,
saying
okay.
who's up
Yeah, I
next.
guess you are doing a lot. Okay, I hope Kat's paying you good money.
I did increase the amount of mega credits for that job this year. So.
Okay, you guys got a raise. See?
Yep. Everybody will want to do that job next year. So.
All right. Well, Bob, again, thank you so much for getting
It's been my pleasure.
This on deck system ready for us. This looks great. And from being in the same house as Kat, I would also like to really thank you for all of the help that you did, helping her with the running orders and things like that. I could just tell this year she was less stressed out. She was able to actually leave the house and walk around the yard occasionally. Like she wasn't just sequestered in the office, like unable to move for hours at a time. So it's just been great. I know for sure that her life has been easier headed into UpDiff this year, and I appreciate that.
Well, you're very welcome. And that was one of the things I wanted to do was, I know Kat has much better things to do than building these run orders, by hand for a couple months. There's better things to do in life. So I wanted to help. And, the scheduling part of it, like I said, we're 90%. We'll work on it. We'll make it better. My goal is someday that Kat literally just gives me the entries, like I said, and we're done, and she can go and do other stuff. But I know we'll never get there. We won't get to 100%, but I would like to get 95 next year, and then see what happens. We're definitely at the point where it went better than I would have thought, based on what I've seen in the run orders. And now the website is the next thing. I I believe we're going to be, it's going to work. There's going to be a lot of people on this, I suspect. I will be watching my servers like a hawk and adjusting as I need to. So if there's any glitches with this, like I said, I will be there and I will be all over it to try to get it going. And I've got a couple days of usage before my runs happen. So, I should be able to stay focused on it. And I would like to make this, another part of, well, not just UpDiff, but UpDog in general, for folks that are running events, just like we're using it on the flyball side. It's just the feedback I get on the flyball from flyball folks is just fabulous too. That having these push notifications and we have statistics and results and stuff like that on the flyball side. It's just it's been fun for me to learn this stuff, but it's also very rewarding personally when you hear comments like what you just said, and you have other people that come up to you and just say it's really cool to see these things. So that's what I'm looking for, is just to make everyone a little bit happier, really.
Well, too, Bob, I know that after UpDiff, you'll probably make any little minor adjustments you need to or whatever to have this running smoothly, or maybe you won't even have to make any adjustments. But once you have it to the point where you'd like to put it out there and offer for clubs, how to use it, I'm sure that there's a fee for it, but I'm sure it's a fee that would be like not a big deal considering what it does for all the players. But no, what I'm saying is I'd love to have you back once that's ready and get you on the podcast again. We can put out some notifications for folks so that they can reach out to you and get started using this on a local level as well.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. And it's, like I said, it's a hobby project. It's priced, it's probably priced too low. I have not even looked at the UpDog pricing yet, but it's very reasonable pricing. I'm not looking to make money on it. I'm just looking to essentially cover my costs. That's all I'm in it for. I don't want it to, I just don't want it to take away from my Teo fund for me to play with Teo. So that's really what I'm in it for. So it doesn't have to build
Exactly.
it. I just don't want it to be taking away from that budget.
Yep, I get that.
Yeah.
All
And
right. Well,
I mean, a regular tournament is very different than UpDiff, obviously. So there's things that I do have to do to tweak it to get it ready for local tournaments. But that is my goal once this is done, is to get it so that it can be used if people want to at a local tournament. But
well,
you'll be
I'm
able to see
sure.
that it can do an UpDiff size event. That's the cool
Right.
thing.
I was just going to say, I am sure after people enjoy using it at UpDiff, they're going to be wanting to know when it'll be ready for local type events. So
Okay.
anyway,
Yeah.
you can always reach out to us and
Yeah.
we'll get the information out there via the discussion page, and we can jump on and do another podcast or something like that with it so that folks see what it's all about. But that's down the road a little bit.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, to finish things off, Bob, I don't know if you are aware, but we do a time warp challenge with our guests.
I
Are
am
you aware
aware.
of this?
Oh
Okay.
yeah. I'm
All
an
right. Well,
avid listener. And I
we
don't want to
have,
be one of those people that doesn't finish, but I suspect I will be.
well, just don't think too deeply about any of the questions. No one's going to call you on it if you give an incorrect or a incomplete response, I guess. Kat's got her timer ready. And we're going to give you 10 questions. Just ask them or answer them rather as quickly as you can. We'll see how this goes.
Are we switching back and forth, or are you
Yes,
just
we are.
okay? You're
All right,
going to
you
do
good
the
with
first
that?
one? Yeah.
I can do the first one.
Okay. All right. You ready, Bob?
Sure, what the heck?
All right. Ready, set, go.
All right. Are you more of a morning person or an evening person?
Morning by far.
Wow. What is your favorite UpDog game?
Um, I'll have to say, I mean, I know it's not a big one with folks, but Fragility.
What is the best pizza topping?
Oh, pineapple by far. And that will be controversial. Sorry.
Name 3 amusement parks.
Oh man, Six Flags, King's Dominion, and Disney World.
Nice. All right, what is your favorite dog disc to throw?
Um, a hero, well, Hero Sonic, I would have to say.
15 seconds. How many phone numbers do you still know by memory?
Zero.
Would you rather watch a movie or read a book?
Watch a movie.
Go ahead, Nick.
Do you hurry, cat?
I can't. I'm watching time. Sorry.
Well, we gotta
Ah,
give you, we gotta at least give you the next one here. Do you know any magic tricks?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that would have taken you right up to time there, which means that you only didn't finish two, which is really good. Um, why don't you ask this last one here?
If we need to retire an UpDiff game, which game should we get rid of?
Oh, geez. I honestly, I don't know because I mean, I honestly can't say because I haven't played all of them yet. But if I guess if I had to pick one, it would probably be, I don't know. I don't want to say anything, to be honest.
Doesn't want to
That's
make
a
anybody
loaded
upset.
question. I know. That's a loaded question.
All
I
right,
like them
last
all. I mean,
one.
every single one that I played, I love. So it would be hard for me to say retire one.
Last question. This is very controversial. Is fishing a sport?
Yes, it is actually. I
Okay.
used to fish with my grandfather when I was a kid, and I loved it.
Did you do freshwater or saltwater? I guess
Yeah,
probably
freshwater.
fresh.
Yep. Yeah, it was
Okay,
freshwater in upstate New York. Yep.
cool.
Awesome.
All right. Well, Bob, good job on the time warp challenge. You got 8 out of 10. We'll consider that an 80%. That's passing.
All right.
And for all of you folks that don't know Bob, you'll see him at UpDiff. Say hi, and if you like the app, make sure you let him know. And Bob, we will see you early UpDiff week sometime.
Yeah, we'll see him Sunday.
Okay,
Sunday. Yep.
excellent. All right. Well, thanks again, Bob. And for all of our listeners, we hope we see you at UpDiff. If we don't see you at UpDiff, we hope to see you on an UpDog field somewhere soon. And in the meantime, Kat,
Be kind to each other.
and be kind to your animals. We will see you next time on The Sweet Spot.